All right, let's talk about it. We're diving into one of the biggest challenges for anyone trying to break into technical writing, building a portfolio from scratch. It's your professional calling card, and honestly, getting it right is everything. So let's jump right in.
The classic question, right? This is the one that gets everybody stuck. It's the ultimate chicken and egg problem. You need a portfolio to get a job, but you need a job to get portfolio pieces. It feels like a total catch-22, but I promise you, there is a way through it.
And to show you that path, we're not just making stuff up, we're pulling directly from the experts. We've dug into two awesome guides from the folks over at writerstable.in, and they lay out the complete blueprint for you. So first, let's just get on the same page. What even is a technical writing portfolio? Well, it's way more than just a folder with your writing in it. It's proof. Proof that you get the tools, that you have the skills, and that you understand the process. For a beginner, this isn't just a nice to have, it's your ticket to getting that first interview.
So here's our game plan. We're going to look at why you need one, the 4 essential sections to include, how to actually create samples out of thin air, the big mistakes you've got to avoid, and finally, your next steps. Let's do this.
Okay, first up, the blueprint. Let's talk about how to actually structure this thing. And here's the #1 tip from our source. Keep it simple. Seriously, recruiters are busy people, they don't have time to solve a puzzle. A clean, simple layout is your absolute best friend. And when we say simple, we mean it. You really only need these 4 sections. That's it. A summary, your projects, some testimonials if you've got them, and your contact info. Simple, scannable, and super effective. Now, for beginners, here's a pro tip. Instead of a career summary, which might feel a little empty, just call it an About Me section. This is your space to shine. You can talk about the skills you have, the tools you're learning, like, say, Oxygen XML, and show that you know the lingo, like the DDLC, the document development lifecycle. It just shows you've done your homework. Okay, now listen up, because this is the most important part of your entire portfolio, the projects section. This is the main event. It's where you stop telling them you can do the job and you start showing them. This is where they'll spend most of their time. And you can't just throw a link on the page and call it a day. For each project, you need to provide the context. What's the project's title? What's the overview? Who was the audience? What was the scope? What specific tools and skills did you use? Laying it out like this shows a recruiter that you already think like a pro. And to quickly wrap up the structure, let's talk about the last 2 bits. Testimonials? They're great, but totally optional for beginners. Just whatever you do, do not fake them. For your contact info, a professional email, and your LinkedIn URL are perfect. The guide even suggests skipping your phone number to avoid spam, which is a pretty solid tip, honestly. Okay, so we've built a container, we have the structure. Now for the part I know you've been waiting for. What on earth do we put inside it? How do you create professional-looking samples when you don't have a job yet? This quote from the guide really hits the nail on the head. This isn't just a beginner's problem. Even experienced writers often can't share their best work because of NDAs and all that confidentiality stuff. So the solution we're about to cover, it's a strategy that even the pros have to use sometimes. So, writerstable.in points to 2 main paths. The first is contributing to open source projects. That's a great option, but it can be pretty intimidating for newcomers. But the second method, this is the one they highly recommend for beginners. Simply create documentation for products you already use every single day. It's the fastest and most direct way to build your portfolio. So how does that actually work? It's a really simple process. 1, pick some software or gadget you know inside and out. 2, go read its official help docs. Find the holes. What's confusing? What's missing? 3, make your own, better version. Focus on something useful, like a user guide or a troubleshooting page. Then just review it, polish it up, and publish it somewhere online, like a simple blog or even a public Google Drive link. And here's why this method is so powerful. The source calls it a 3-in-1 advantage. Think about it. With every piece you create, you're building your portfolio, you're sharpening your real-world skills, and you're building the confidence to walk into an interview and nail it. It's a perfect feedback loop for success. Okay, we've got the structure and we've got a strategy for content. Now let's talk about the final polish. Because knowing what to leave out of your portfolio is just as important as knowing what to put in. And I'm serious, you really want to pay attention here. These are the kinds of red flags that can get your portfolio closed out before a recruiter even gets to see your best work. So what should you never, ever include? That graduation essay? No. Unrelated college papers? Nope.
A super simple guide on like how to tie a shoe? Definitely not. And remember, it's always quality over quantity. One polished professional sample is worth 10 sloppy ones. And this should go without saying, but everything has to be free of grammar and spelling errors. Proofread, then proofread again. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground. We've built the frame, we've filled it with content, and we've polished it up. So let's bring it all home with the key takeaways and talk about where you can go from here. If you take away anything from this, let it be these 4 points. 1, keep your structure clean and simple. 2, your project section is the star of the show. Treat it that way. 3, no experience is no excuse. Document the products you already use. And 4, quality always beats quantity. Building your portfolio is a huge step, but it's just the first one on an amazing journey. And if you want to keep learning, the experts at writerstable.in, whose work we've been leaning on today, also run a YouTube channel called Learn Technical Writing and a great Reddit community at r/learntechnicalwriting. They are fantastic resources for building your skills and connecting with people. So now the only question left is, what product are you going to document first?